Frame 115 coming hot at you. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. You want to get a Gutterball? The best way to get a hold of us is Instagram, DM, or the business Gmail. All that it can be found below in the description. I appreciate y'all being here for it. We got a great list of topics, a lot of energy. It's going to be real fun. We're going to do How We Are, Song of the Week. You know the old drill. Paul, what's up? What's popping? What's new in your world? Paul, tell us something, one good thing that happened to you this week. One thing good thing. It's a banging thing that happened. You're like, damn, that's pretty cool what that happened to me. You got something. You got something, yeah. Come on. Come on. Maybe that lady bent it over in the parking lot. You got a good look or something. I don't know.
What's wrong with you? We're not even a minute in. You're getting gross.
You got something in ya. You got something in ya.
One good thing that happened to me this week so far.
Must be a shitty week if you can't think of one. I found $1 on the floor, so that was pretty cool.
I don't know. I organized my garage and I'm happy with it.
There you go.
Gave me a good feeling.
Organization. It's great. Nolan. It's a great thing to do.
I've been getting very like territorial because I'm slowly realizing that like this is my house. Like, and I'm outside and like, dude, it's weird. So like I'll take, it's good to take breaks, especially when you work from home. And so what I'll do is I'll just go outside with Dexter and I'll just walk around the yard and just kind of look around. I'm like,
if you're done.
I'll brandish the handgun in my sweatpants hip. Because everybody knows you'll wear sweatpants and you wear button-ups because that's all they can see in the camera on the calls.
You asshole.
So I'm out there. I'm wearing Team Sesh sweatpants with like a fucking nice button-up on. I'm outside of my yard looking around.
You would do that. See, these companies would implement. Paul, stand up for a second, real quick. They need to do that. I mean, how fucked would you be if they said, Paul, stand up for a minute, real quick? Your boss.
It wouldn't be that bad though. It would just be the colors would be bad. It'd be like, okay, man, you're wearing sweatpants. It'd be different if I just had fucking nothing on.
Nothing on. You're like, I can't do that, sir.
You literally wore no underwear, nothing. You have a button-up shirt on, you're butt-ass naked on a fucking Teams call.
Be funny if he did it once. Just once he catches you off guard. Stand up for a second there. But yeah, my week's been same old. Actually, I spent pretty much the whole weekend in Minneapolis, like 4 or 5 days. So that's pretty cool, pretty fun. Yeah, nothing new to report. Just keeping up with the Joneses, Joneses.
Yeah, I'll have to share some stories about your time in the great old Twin Cities.
Oh yeah, don't worry, we got that. But right now, we got to do Song of the Week, Paul. Knock that right out of the way, Paul. Any songs? I know you mentioned you might not have one. Anything banging off your list? Maybe do an old one. got the head game strong, I guess, or something. You look like that one guy in that one movie where he points and go.
That? Yeah. I don't know what it is. I thought I kind of for a second there looked like Grim from the Grim Adventures of Bill and Mandy. I kind of look like when he's got the or whatever. Like I don't know.
I guess, yeah. Jesus. I don't want to see that again.
Song of the week. Don't got one.
Good. I have one, Paul. Guess what the 47 years ago, Paul, guess what released? 47 years ago. Rush's A Farewell to Kings came out in 1977, Paul. Can you believe it? It's already 47 years old, and right here we got the vinyl. Boom, right here, the classic album. The one that didn't break out Rush, but it definitely is one of their best works. I love this artwork. It's really great. You got the Puppet King there in front of the destroyed city, created by Hugh Syme. Great album. Awesome. Really go check it out. I can't believe it's that old. You got classic tracks like A Farewell to Kings, Xanadu, Cinderella Man, Magical, all those bangers. Cygnus X1 is on here. Great album. There's no complaints about this. And I'm like sad like how old it is. It's 47 years ago, Paul. 47 years ago this came out. But how it's still so relevant now, and how that even me being a 22-year-old, this is double my age. But I still listen to this more than I listen to modern stuff. And it's crazy how, impactful and all the lyrics still hold up fairly well,
100%, yeah.
And people are still talking about it today. So yeah, go listen to Rush's A Farewell to Kings. Do yourself a favor, because if you haven't heard this front to back, you're going to want to go listen to it. Great album. Yeah, that's all I got to really report. I was just excited about that. Very interesting. Paul's wheeling back there.
Do you remember this?
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that the other day.
Those are cool. I pulled this out of a box and I just forgot I had it. It's actually in very good condition, but I'm pretty sure this is the Burger King Star Trek cup for some Star Trek movie. I don't know.
So cool. You should drink out of it. You should be using that. Why
No,
aren't
they
you?
because apparently there's like lead. There's lead on the like a lot
There's
of
not
these.
lead. There's not lead in that. That came out like 2007. There's not lead paint on there.
There
They
might be
knew.
lead,
They
dude.
knew. They knew about lead by then. There's no lead on there. There's no way there's lead on that. And Paul, well, this is a topic I had.
Been
Is
dirty.
like, is what was it exactly? Movie promotional products and fast food products. What's up with fast food products giving out glass mugs to kids as a toy? Is
Hold
that
on
fun?
here.
How many of those are shattered on people's heads?
Hold on here. If anybody out there in the comments can tell me what Star Trek character this is, any watchers out there, please put it in the
Oh, I
comments.
know who it is. It's look up that's his name. Ooks. That's his name.
I think you're just making that up.
It's like Core, Aguga, Ubugala, something like that. Uga.
I don't know. I think he looks like Gorvon.
Korgon. Yeah, his name's Korgon. And I think his name's Craven, actually.
Craven the Hunter. All right. Anyways, what were you saying? Go.
Movie promotional products and
Yeah.
remember all the McDonald's toys or shit you got? Remember they hand out glass mugs? I still have that Riddler mug where it's the McDonald's mug and it's got the Riddler from
Oh,
Batman
you have that?
Forever. Yeah, and it's like, but it's like really cool because the glass is like level, like it's not like a flat mug like that one is. Like it's got like depth to it. Yeah, they should bring those back, right? Because I feel like a lot of those were just broken over your sibling's head when he got pissed. You didn't get the right toy. Oh, I got a glass mug and not this little toy.
No,
I'd
well,
be pissed, right? Wouldn't you?
I think to get those glass mugs, though, you had to get like the limited edition meal. I don't think those mugs came with kids' meals, did they? Like they had to be like a full size meal.
I never got them, so I just assumed because by the time I was getting Happy Meals, we had those shitty little toys, right?
You know, inflation's bad when they don't do cool shit like this anymore.
Yeah, don't do glass mugs. They did do. McDonald's has been upping it a little bit with their toys. They did that.
But I can also see the point of like, it is wasteful. Like, do we really need more collectible shit in the world? No, not really.
Yes, you do. I need my little trinkets. I need my trinkets, Paul. I need them.
Fucking you're telling me. Take a look around, dude. I have a fucking problem.
Yes, it's the man with the Batman statue and a Terminator 2 cabinet behind him and multiple CRTs. We're materialistic. We need those. Actually, what needs to be happening is we need to get those little Chinese fingers working a little faster and create out my little trinkets. I need my trinkets and toys, my little knickknacks. Knickknacks. I like that word. Bring back knickknacks. We need more of those. Paul, can you think of any like fun like fast food toys you remember getting? I don't remember any of them being really good. I remember a lot of the Pokemon ones were pretty cool, and now those are like more rare because I've been kind of going on a binge of watching old toy reviews of like McDonald's toys and stuff. It's just like little shorts of like, look at this cool little toy, you know? And a lot of them are like, oh, that's pretty neat. And some of those like McDonald's toys are like super expensive now. Some I know we had some Pokemon ones that people are like selling for like $50 for a little toy.
You know, nothing really comes to mind as like a super cool collectible thing I like. Oh, I think I got. Do you remember like the what was it like Tac? Something in the Power of Juju. Jack in the Power of Juju. Do you remember that?
Be careful what you're saying there, the Power of Juju. I don't know about any of that. I don't condone the Power of Juju. What is that, like Moses? Is that what Moses is? He comes down and the Power of Juju?
Maybe I'm crazy. Power.
I demand macaroni and Juju beans.
Yeah, it was Tac and the Power of Juju, and we had the game on like PlayStation 2, I think. Okay. Yeah, it was on PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance. Anyways, when that game came out, I do like very vaguely remember getting a toy. Maybe it was when the second one came out, if there was a second one, but there was a toy from McDonald's, and the guy shot like the little like water blast things.
Yeah, I remember that.
Whatever out his back. Yeah.
That's an OG game. We should go play that. We should go play Tac and the Power of Juju. What if it holds up? Let's see. 93% people like this game. It must be good.
It's a classic.
It does look good. Yeah, I remember by the time I got all those toys, ladies and gentlemen, they were well played with. So they were pretty fucked up. All I remember is having the toy and being like, is it supposed to do something? It's got no points of articulation. I'm like, I threw it away. I was like, I didn't want this trash. I like the little, I still have a couple of them. I have a couple, oh man, I put them away, but they're in these bins behind me. I have a bunch of the Ice Age ones that made noises. So it's Ray Marone, like in a 2-bit voice with the what did he play, Woolly Mammoth, and it's just funny. I use like little noise. You don't see those anymore. You know, those little noisemaker ones. That was
fun. What about the open season deer that'll
Oh yeah, Shane
I don't
bounces.
know where we got
Elliot.
that from, but yeah.
Elliot. No, that's McDonald's toy or something like that. But yeah, we need to bring back toys. Bring back toys. It's the biggest problem
Yeah,
now.
you know, they honestly, dude, that could be like the new. What if like McDonald's or something got into NFTs or crypto, and you had like a chance of getting a crypto coin that like you could redeem online for currency? It would
So
drive.
trash.
So instead, you know, they took away Monopoly. You know, they don't do the McDonald's
Yeah.
Monopoly anymore.
Scam.
It's yeah. Well, they should do crypto's already a scam. They could get away with that one.
Yeah, damn, they could. Remember going into McDonald's and you see the little toys on display, and you'd like, and you see they have the whole little box, and they'd put the toys in there, and you can look. You're like, "Ooh, I want that
Oh
one."
yeah.
Well, you would never get that one,
You
you know.
never get the
You have
one
to,
you wanted.
or you'd ask for. Remember, you always ask your dad. Dad, you had to ask for a boy toy because if you don't, they're gonna put in a girl because they don't know. Ask for the boy toy, and Dad wouldn't ask, and you get a girl toy, and you throw a fit. I
You'd be
remember
like,
that.
"Fuck, I knew it, Dad."
I knew it. I knew you didn't ask, and you're crying and
you're
shit.
spitting in the bag.
You
I don't even
see-
want the food. You're spitting on your dad's burger. He's pissed.
No, Dad would have pulled
Do
over
you
and
spit on my fucking double quarter pounder? Yeah.
yeah, he's spitting in your face. Yeah, he would. That's how he would do it. He yells. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, but yeah, we need more. We need more toys. Bring those back. Probably something kind of interesting happened to me lately. Last
Yeah, what is that?
couple days. Uh, the woman experience. I'm finally learning what it's like to be a woman because now I have been on estradiol for almost like 6 months now, just about coming up on 6 months, which is pretty cool. So I've been posting a lot of pictures of myself, very feminine, right, as I like to present. And I posted a picture of myself in my Rush crop top and my cute little skirt, my fishnets and all that. You know, doing a little outfit showcase. I have not had so many random men DM me on Instagram than like the last couple days, sending me heart emojis and like, oh my god, hey baby, where are you from? People that are from Duluth, dudes I don't know. Is this happened to all women? Because this is like ramped up like exponentially in the last couple days. And you like to think people are like, oh, you might just be getting catfished by somebody. No catfish pretends to be a 20-year-old black guy, all right? Because the trust is immediately gone. They pretend to be a woman already. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just
That's
kidding.
horrible.
You like that one? I thought about that all day.
That's
You like that?
terrible.
You like that? Yeah, you like that one.
Yes.
No, but
Oh,
I've been
God.
really flattered getting hit on by random men and stuff, even in public. It's very weird. It's like a weird feeling, you know. I've never had that really happen until like super recently. So I got a bunch
I
of
can't
DMs.
relate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know you couldn't, but I just want to know, is this what
I
women
think
have to
maybe
deal
I've
with?
been hit on by a guy like once, but I don't really remember.
I don't know if I hit on a guy once. I sucked his dick, but I still don't know if he was hitting on me or not or anything. I'm just
That's
kidding. I'm
terrible.
just kidding. No, I was just like, man, like being in the club and stuff, man, it's got to be terrible for hotter women than me, right? Because it's people hitting on them all the time, you know, creeps in the club. You never really think about it, but there are quite a bit of creeps up in the club and stuff when you go around. It's quite concerning.
Why do you think people say women shouldn't travel alone to India?
Yeah, yeah, like that one streamer. This happened like a week ago. She went to India after everyone told her not to, and she was like, "Get me out of here on day one," because they will. Well, did you?
Don't say the word. Don't say the
Oh
word.
my god, I actually caught myself. So thank you. But did you
Yeah.
see this one? Did you see this video that came out yesterday? It was a Pakistani taxi driver in Canada, and he was telling the woman, "This is a real video." He says it on the video. He's like, you know, in Pakistan, a pretty woman like you know what I would do? He says I would have kidnapped and argued you, and you wouldn't have done anything about it, and the police wouldn't do anything about it in Pakistan. But in Canada, I can't do it, so I don't. He says this to a woman on video. And she's like, "Oh, have a nice day and whatnot." It just goes to show, man, cultures are not there. I mean, this is a topic here. Taliban just banned women from speaking in public and showing their faces completely now. They're not allowed to do that at all. They can't even show their faces in public. I don't know, man.
Well, what did you kind of expect though? They were gonna change back all the laws once they took control again when we backed out. Like it was just
Yeah, I
bound to
mean,
happen. I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, you know?
it kind of seems to me that they're a little gay, right? Can't see any women's faces or their bodies. It's gay, right? That's super gay. That can't not be a little gay in some
I
capacity.
mean, I get the whole culture thing. I could see that. I don't know. The thing
Is that not
this
oppression?
this is just terrible, man, because I already felt bad that they couldn't go to fucking school anymore. And now that they can't even God, that's so fucked up. I feel bad for those women, man.
Is Islamic values good? I mean, this doesn't seem great to me. Are these women oppressed? I would say so, right? Doesn't seem. I don't know. Something's
Kind of
just.
depends though, man. It's like, are they? It's like at a certain point, if they want to be there and they want to do that, are they brainwashed? I don't know. Maybe because
That's
it's all they
true.
know, but it's also just like, I don't know. It's terrible shit. I don't know
Not
how you
cool.
fix shit like that.
I don't know how you fix it either, but I just wanted to bring that up in general to show that the Taliban are the gayest motherfuckers out there. I mean, come on. Let's think about it here, really. They're not letting
Yeah,
women
I
show
mean,
anything.
what is it? Is it because like a woman's body's sacred and fate?
Yeah,
Like you're, is that
yeah,
what it is?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's the whole jux. It's like women give us life, so like you have to respect them and letting women walk around like skimpy outfits and stuff.
It's not very respectful if they can't talk.
Yeah, right. I mean, it might be good for a little while. Maybe you could just turn the volume down on your woman for a little bit. It might be good, just for a little while.
Like a click remote for your girlfriend or wife.
A click remote, yeah. They should come and solve with that. I mean, I bet they do. They just don't tell you. Ask Destiny. She's got a click remote. Hey, Destiny, turn the volume down there a little bit. I'm just kidding.
We
Don't
should
do
get a
that.
Christopher Walken cameo telling him that he invented the remote for the Gutterball podcast and his whole get up with his
Yeah.
crazy hair and everything.
He doesn't even do cameos. What is up with Christopher? Isn't he dead? I thought he like got shot
He
dead.
no, he's old.
He's
But he's still
old.
kicking, I think.
Hmm. And you know who else is old? Jim Carrey.
Did you know
You don't hear
that
much of Jim
I
Carrey.
can't? I don't know if I can do a Christopher Walken.
Hey, you talking to me? I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
I
Talking
stab
to
you in
you.
the
That's my
face with a
favorite.
soldering iron. Yeah,
No,
I don't
his
know.
is like kind
He's
of like a
got like
southern drawl,
a.
but not quite
Well, it's
there.
because he had a stroke. He had a stroke when he was young. I don't know. I
Oh,
can't
is
really
that why
do
he
it.
talks like that? That's
Yeah,
sad.
I think that's what
That's just
happened.
that's just sad.
So
Damn.
he had to
Learn
like
how to talk
think.
again.
He said something about like the words would come too fast, but his like
Mine couldn't. Yeah,
yeah, I couldn't keep
body
up or
couldn't get it
something.
out. Rather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
it's a
like he
shame.
had to learn how to talk at a different cadence, I think. I'm not
Hmm.
100% sure.
It's a shame. Well,
So that's why he's kind of slow.
he's a slow-looking man. He does look kind of retarded. No, you don't see much Jim Carrey anymore because he was almost gonna retire from Hollywood, but he said he would only come back to do Eggman in Sonic 3. So he's coming back as that, which is pretty cool. And I love how Keanu Reeves said he won't do Star Wars, but he's like, I'll do a Sonic film if I can play Knuckles. They're like, all right, fuck, or Shadow. And they're like, all right, sold. So the Sonic 3 film's got a pretty stacked up lineup there, and it's Paul. You know, it's the first video game trilogy movie ever. The Sonic franchise. Isn't that crazy?
See,
Haven't
that's the
seen
thing
many of
is
them.
those are the only ones I haven't like I wanted to
No,
go see those and I never saw one or two.
no, and it's crazy because they're
Are
the
they
ones that
good
listen to
then?
the fans. I don't know. I haven't heard much about him because I honestly don't care for Sonic. I think his games suck. His merchandise sucks. He's not a fun character. It's not cool. The TV show is
I
neat,
I thought the
but
3D Sonic games were cool. Like I think I had Sonic Unleashed on Xbox 360, which is one I should probably pick up again. And then I think I
mm,
had a 3D GameCube one maybe at
mhm.
some point. But I I get it though. Kind of overrated to me as well. Like it's always been seen as like, oh, iconic character. It's like, yeah, he's cool. Like the game's cool, but it's not nothing to like. I don't know. I see how he paved the way though, coming from Sega
Did
as
you
far
know?
as platformers go.
Did you know at the same time in history on the same channel, two Sonic TV shows aired? One was a hilarious comedy about chili dogs. The other one was a very serious drama, and they're both voiced by the same people, Sonic characters. Isn't that kind of interesting? Two
That's
Sonic
weird.
shows on at the same time, and they both did crazy good, and they're both good in their own right. The only Sonic experience I really have is Sonic and Mario Olympics on the Wii.
Oh
Remember
yeah.
that was a fun one. I like that one. We need more of those too. Those little collab games.
Yeah,
It's fun.
dude, they don't do those collab games anymore. They don't.
Multiverses, I mean, but that sucked. That was just a
No, I'm
clone
talking
of.
like, bro, let's just get fighting games, but like Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, but we do like I don't know, fucking The Boys versus Invincible.
No, no, I'm done with all these. I'm done with all these stupid things. And the Invincible would win easily. Omni-Man would throw Homelander into the sun. What do you think is gonna happen here? Do you really think he's gonna beat him? And they have them. They can fight each other in Mortal Kombat.
Has some
That's the issue with Mortal Kombat.
yeah,
They have both those characters.
has somebody done like a hypothetical breakdown of who would win, Omni-Man or Homelander? Is it
No,
Omni-Man every time?
because it's just if you just think not retarded, you'd be like Omni-Man.
Yeah, I would assume it would
He's
be
gonna filter
Omni-Man as
it.
well.
First, I've seen Homelander get his. I don't watch The Boys. I think The Boys is a shit TV show. I'm gonna be real with you. It's
It's just
trash.
gotten worse and worse.
It's not good at all. But I've seen fucking Homelander bleed from a woman. That woman punches him and he starts bleeding from his nose. Omni-Man would have ripped her head off the second she even threw a punch. So I'm just saying, Omni-Man, I go pro Viltrumite on this one.
Do you
Mark
not like
would kick
Invincible
Homelander's ass.
anymore? Do you like that show still?
I know. I said I will because they broke my heart so many times. They're like, oh, we'll come back after 5 years. And then they come back, they put 4 episodes out. I'm all excited. I'm like, oh yeah, the 5th episode's coming out next week. Oh, it comes out in 5 months.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go fuck myself in my fat fucking ass. So my new rule is once they're done with the series, I will go and watch it and binge it all. But I have been getting spoilers. It's unavoidable on YouTube. I get short spoilers or I get titles. Like I know Alan the Alien's back, which kind of spoiled it, and that kind of sucked for me. But yeah, I will finish. Don't spoil it, but I will watch it when the entire show is done. Because they're gonna finish the season, Paul, and they're not gonna come back until I'm 25. And if I have to wait another 3 years between that, I don't even want to know what happens. I'm done with the show right now. Are they done now, right? For the second season?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they haven't done the other half. I don't know if the other half's out.
No, they have. Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It is.
I haven't
That's what I'm
watched
getting
it,
spoilers for. Yeah. That's the one we're talking about, the 4
Oh,
episodes.
maybe I
That's the
did
long
watch
half.
the other half.
You did. You talked about it. I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because that came out a long months ago. But now I'm getting spoilers for it. And I just saw Mark like chopping people's heads off.
The Sequids.
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I do like that. I do like the brutality of it. I like Evil Mark. I'm a fan
What do you
of
think
Evil
of
Mark.
What do you think of the Sequids?
I don't know who that is. I don't know.
The Sequids?
Fuck is that? You can't just say you go, who is that? The Sequids. You do that. What is that? What does that mean? I don't know
The
what it means.
Sequids.
Sequids? Invincible? Oh, those guys. Yeah, like the mind controllers that get on your
The
face.
Sequids.
Pretty
yeah.
much a face hugger. Stop saying the Sequids. It doesn't help
That's
me.
their name. The Sequids.
Oh my god. Does Mark get art yet in this? Like in the comics? He gets art in the comics to get art in the show. That's real. I'm not even joking about that. Yeah. But to be fair, it's not what you think. It's by a woman, so it's okay. Women are allowed to art.
That's
Just
not
kidding.
how that works.
That's so bad. That's
I
not
remember
how
when
it
I
works.
was younger, I watched some like I was like 11, and on TV was like a documentary about like the only woman in like that like has like at the time that committed like serial R-ing
God.
to like
That's awful.
multiple young boys, and
It's
they
not
like
good at
interviewed her, and she was terrible,
Mm,
horrible
nice.
human being,
Nice.
and just disgusting,
Nice.
just gross.
Nice. A female teacher had sex with a male student? Nice.
It's terrible.
Nice. It's not like how South Park handled it. They were right on the ball with that
Should we talk
one.
about movies?
Oh, you know I want to talk about movies. Paul, what have you been watching? Wait, hold on. Paul's movie talk. Come on, you gotta hear this.
Paul's movie time.
Ooh, time.
Come on
Time.
down.
Come on down.
Movie time.
Time. Yeah, there you go.
It's sad. You're crying when you're singing it. Got the
Why is
marquee
that?
lights.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're so sad.
Why are you so sad every time you sing it? I just don't want us to do it. All right, let's rip into this here. So we haven't done movie talk in a couple episodes just because we've done some other events, and we've also just been, we kind of forgot. But this one's going to be kind of longer this time, so skip ahead if you're not interested. But I did finish the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man multiverse again. I finished the third one. Everybody knows the third one's the worst out of all
It's the
three.
best one.
I personally like that one. I don't think it's that bad. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but it's don't. Yeah, I'll give it that. That's 7 out of 10 is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they all hold up. Second one's the best. You know, I like when I like the
Really?
scene
I think
where-
the first one's just the best one.
it is a good movie. Second one holds up. I like it more. I like the when Sandman's just pounding Spider-Man's ass on that beam. He's just hammering him down, and then the Green Goblin comes in and throws the bombs on him. That's
the
badass.
Hobgoblin? Yeah.
Yeah, or the scene where he puts Sandman's face on the train and it melts his face down. That's the scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
No, Sandman is, and that actor that did it is like my favorite portrayal of any Spider-Man villain because he's like,
I forget that
sympathetic.
guy's name, but he's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, the actor. I think his name's like Carl in the show or the movie. But
Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name. He wouldn't come back for
I didn't ask for
Multiverse.
this.
Yeah,
He wouldn't come
right.
back?
He didn't
Why would he
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back?
because they. Did you know in the in the Spider-Man, what was that one? They did the multiverse one that they reused scenes from Spider-Man 3 in that film and Amazing Spider-Man with Jamie Foxx performance. Or
Oh,
excuse me, Dr. Connor. Yeah. Fun fact, they couldn't get him back or something. Maybe didn't want to pay him enough. But he's cool. Sandman's cool. They need to do more with Sandman. Over in the cops, Paul, they're like that's a truck and they're like following it and they don't know what's happening. He comes out and just fucking ices them. It's
yeah, he's
cool.
on top. He's underneath
Yeah.
the tarp.
Yeah, the tarp. Yeah, Sandman's honestly one of the cooler Spider-Man villains you need to do more
It's
with.
a cool idea. And
Really,
the
really
way
cool.
Sam Raimi portrayed him getting changed into Sandman was super cool. He just
Yeah, he falls in
escaping
the
and he
collider.
falls into that collider. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
must be a
shows it
bird.
like go into his molecules and
The, the,
infect everything.
the dumbest scene in the movie where he's like, the weight's off. He's like, must be a bird. Yeah, a bird that weighs 180 pounds, you dumbass. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like a 250-pound man or whatever. I love that. It's a good movie.
That
Holds
is
up.
funny. So then I decided to watch, well, guess what was also on Netflix and leaving soon? The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield starring as Peter Parker and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, who is his love interest in this one instead of Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
Those movies, it's probably just nostalgia, in my opinion, aren't as good as the Tobey Maguire trilogy. There's probably a reason why they didn't give him a third one. I do think that the villains they had were pretty good and were portrayed well by who did them throughout both. I really like Electro. I really like that it was like dubstep every time he used his powers. I thought that was really funny for some reason, but also like cool.
Yeah.
And I just really liked his character arc of Max, the nerdy dude that eventually becomes Electro and is pissed at Spider-Man because he just wants friends, basically.
The most unrealistic part of that film is Jamie Foxx being a nerd. They should have did what Quentin Tarantino did with the slave thing. He's like, you're not cool. You're a fucking slave. You can't fucking read. They need to do that with him. You're not cool. You're a fucking nerd. All right. They need Sam Raimi who directed that. Need to tell him you're a fucking nerd. Play a fucking nerd. You're not cool. You come in here with your Gucci bags and shit. You are a nerd that gets his ass kicked by Spider-Man. That's what they should have told him.
The only thing I wish I would have done with Electro is I wish I would have made his voice like that electric, scary sound.
Mm-hmm. Was it just his voice? I don't remember it well.
It was just his voice, but like deeper and like kind of electrified. But I wanted like a like a raspy, like evil electric monster. I can't do it.
You want the hobgoblins? What you just did there.
You know, in the live action Scooby-Doo movies, the scary electric one that screams. I forget its name.
That, dude. Oh, dude, now I have to know.
Yeah, now you have to look it up. Scooby-Doo monsters live action. So there's like Minor 49er. There's
that guy's scary.
The dude that comes, what's his name? Captain A. What's the fucking dude that comes up out of the water in the old
Captain Galoo or some shit. I don't know. Captain Cutler. I think it's Captain Cutlass or something.
I think you're right.
I typed in villains. It didn't give me a villain list. Oh, 10,000 volt ghost monster. That holds up. That's
10,000 volt.
Captain Cutler. Yeah, that's all his name. Captain Cutler's
but basically, I was expecting
monster.
So I was expecting in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that Jamie Foxx's Electro would have more of a raspy, terrifying voice like the 10,000 volt ghost from fucking the Monsters Unleashed.
That's scary. That is spooky. I might have to go watch that later tonight. Actually, I really like that movie. I enjoy that quite a bit. Shaggy takes the serum and gets big tits.
Yeah, Captain Cutler's ghost, horrifying.
All of them. The tar monster was terrifying. Well, the dude, the Minor 49er. I don't even like his name. Creeps me out. Minor 49er. What does that mean? The guy fucking.
Because wasn't that something to do with the gold rush? The 49ers, they were the miners that went to get the gold during the gold rush or something like that. What about the Black Knight ghost? He's pretty scary.
He's not as scary. Nah, he didn't really scare me.
You don't fuck with him? All right. Anyways, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, pretty good. Not as good as Tobey Maguire. I'm going to give them, honestly, equally both a 6 out of 10.
Fine.
I'm getting harsher on my ratings now.
Good, you should. The big thing for me about that is they made Peter Parker cool instead of a nerd. He's not cool. The one scene that always irks me wrong is when he's in the hallway skateboarding. Peter Parker never skateboarded the hallway. He follows rules because he's Peter Parker. And then the teacher says, no skateboard in the hallway. And he picks it up and then immediately puts it down and skates away. I'm like, that's not Peter Parker. That's not Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man's not cool. Spider-Man's a fucking loser.
I
And first of all,
never.
the kid skating in the hall is the cool kid, and they still portrayed him as a loser. That's not accurate at all. If you were skating in the halls, you're a cool kid, all right? People fucked with you, you know?
You,
I don't know what's up with this school, but
I know that him having the web blasters was always like there was a thing like that in the comics, but there was
that
also
was
a
how it
thing.
was.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's funny how that is more realistic, but if I look back at the Tobey Maguire trilogy, I think that was a more realistic portrayal of Spider-Man than the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 was, for some reason.
Yeah. I don't like the web cartridges, and I actually talked to Dee about this because she's like, well, actually, originally it was the web cartridges, and I'm like, that's so lame. That's the dumbest shit ever. He's Spider-Man. He should be able to shoot it out of his wrist. Does it make sense? No, but it's cool.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
So I think that's
I've
a
always thought it
change
did.
that they did. Yeah.
They didn't need to. I like they do that in the movie where they're like, oh, I have to develop my own web cartridges. He's like, mine just comes out. They're like, what? They're like, disgusted by him. He's like, you freak. You're like, it's gross. I always just assumed, because I love that scene where Tobey Maguire doesn't know how to detach it, and he gets the lunch tray and he doesn't know how to get rid of it. That's how it would be, you know?
Yeah.
So that's cool. I
He
still don't
whips a
understand
tray at Flash.
Yeah, it was a tray at Flash. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be me neither.
The Umbrella Academy. Okay, so this is a show I've talked about on the show, I think before. It ended with season 4, and it had like 5 or 6 episodes other than the traditional 10 to 12. I know Game of Thrones went longer, and I never watched it, but I think I kind of feel how those people felt in a way, because the Umbrella Academy had probably one of the worst endings and worst trajectory of a show that I've ever watched.
Really?
It started with a fantastic premise. Season 1's awesome. Season 2's pretty good. Season 3's not that good. Season 4's really bad and short, and they give it a really terrible finale. Terrible finale.
And then there's a trans man in there. Ick. Show ruined.
I don't care about Elliot Page, and she actually had a lot more scenes and lines in this last season, even though it was only 6 episodes. But I'm just going to spoil it. So if you haven't finished the Umbrella Academy or you plan on watching, please skip ahead maybe a couple minutes. But at the end, Ruby, they just find out that the timeline's so broken, the only way to get it back to normal is they all have to die. So they all just die.
Did they kill themselves?
No, they get submerged by like a monster because they break the timelines and the timeline's disappearing. So they just get like covered in like a lava goo.
Sounds pretty lame. That sounds like a cash out, right?
It does sound like they didn't know how to end it at all, even just with 6 episodes. I'm like, you could have ended it way better even if they only gave you 6 episodes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem from the get-go with the show is way early on at the beginning, they relied way too much on revolving the show around the timeline and time travel because of Five's powers. Because Five is one of the main of the Umbrella Academy, and he's the one that can travel. He can, go through time, whatever, back, forward, doesn't matter. That's his power. And they just introduced that way too early, and then they just kept rolling with it, that everything kind of revolved around Five and the timeline and all the problems. And then they just I think they just buried themselves a hole they couldn't write themselves out of. To be honest with you. And it just kind of just slowly got worse and worse. But I do still recommend everybody to at least watch season 1 of that show because it's a super good premise.
Isn't that just X-Men? You just described X-Men, right?
It's similar to X-Men. It's a little different.
All right, and I'm going to counter your point and say go watch X-Men First Class and don't watch the Umbrella Academy at all. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
X-Men First Class is pretty good. Next, The Union, a Netflix movie. Horrible. It's another Mark Wahlberg action movie.
That's the one with Germ in it.
Germ's in it?
Yeah.
How did I miss Germ?
He's not in it, but his song "Ya Dig" is playing in that.
Oh yeah, I remember that playing. Yeah, I remember that playing.
I remember Mom was watching, and I'm like, rewind, it's "Ya Dig, Ya Dig, Ya Dig." Yeah, the dude is listening while he's brushing his teeth. He's like, what?
I do remember hearing that, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together, I guess. But I don't think Mark Wahlberg needs to stop acting in movies. I think he needs to stop doing these same movies. Like, it's literally the same thing. Like, oh, he's a Boston guy. He's a guy from Boston or whatever, or wherever the fuck he's from. And then it's just this kind of the same thing over and over, which I get it. A lot of movies are like that. A lot of actors are like that. But with him, it's like, holy shit, dude, this wasn't even like a well thought out movie. There's a secret society above the law behind the government called the Union. Really? Like, just a classic, like, it's a hidden sector of the government we never knew about that does secret spy missions. And Mark Wahlberg, nerdy regular guy out of nowhere that just has a normal job as like a construction worker, gets picked up by Halle Berry, who is a secret agent he went to high school with. It's just fucking, it wasn't good,
That's
man.
hokey. He needs to stick what he knows best, beating up Orientals.
4 out of 10.
We need more Mark Wahlberg.
4 out of 10.
Beating up Asian men. 4 out of 10? That seems high. Still seems high.
4 out
One
of
step
10.
below average of a movie.
Next movie. This movie was, how do I put this? I had to watch it in 3 different sessions because I couldn't stand it. Okay.
Why'd you finish it?
And
then?
I love all the actors in it.
Why do you keep going back? What is this, some weird addiction you have to bad movies?
Pamela Reed, Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, it's got a great cast. It's really got a great cast, but it's called Junior. Have you heard of Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? So I think this one was after the movie Twins. Did you ever see Twins where Arnold and Danny DeVito are twins?
I didn't watch it, but I'm familiar.
I thought that movie was okay.
What is going on? Is Arnold Schwarzenegger pregnant?
Yeah, so there is a movie. There is a movie called Junior that came out in, I think, the late 80s, early 90s or something, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant. Like, he is a scientist working on an embryo project that the FDA doesn't approve. So Danny DeVito, who is the doctor backing his science research, decides to say, hey, we need to go right to human trials. Should we put the baby in you? So they put the baby in Arnold, who plays a nerd, by the way. He plays a very odd character. And then he decides, because they were going to get rid of it after like 2 weeks just to prove that they could do human trials and get the data, he decides he wants to keep the baby, his body, his choice. So he brings a baby all the way to term using a medicine they came up with called expectane that is meant for women to carry the child throughout birth in case it has like complications or something. Or women that can't get pregnant.
I am speechless. I am without speech. I don't know what. I'm looking at the screenshots of the Arnold, the retarded looking baby. And so you tell me, the premise of this movie was Danny DeVito artificially inseminated Arnold, and then their plan was to abort the baby. They're like, yeah, let's give you a baby, and let's just abort it. Let's just kill it.
Yeah, because they just see the data. They just see the data.
They see the data, and then we got to abort this shit. He's like, no, I want to keep it.
And so then they have to hide it. And then they have to hide it because it's 9 months.
Real. This isn't real.
You gotta watch that movie.
There's no way this
is real. You gotta watch it.
They don't want people talking about this, dude. They
Junior?
Not.
It was on.
Up and drag.
It was on. Yeah, dude. So this is the kicker. The FDA people found out they did human trials, so he's like on the run then, and then he has to pretend he's a woman because they put him in one of those like, I think they have like pregnancy camps where like women go to like a really nice like wellness facility. Think of like a rehab. It's got fountains. It's got rooms. Yeah. No. But they just like go there to practice breathing and do shit. So they send him there and they make him dress up in drags to pretend he's a woman.
No. Oh yeah, the jawline doesn't give it off at all. He's got the strongest jawline. You cut fucking
the
glass.
The excuse was that where he's from in Austria is that they gave him steroids as a young boy, as a young gal. So that's why he looks like that.
I can't believe this is real. I honestly don't believe it. Do you think if you asked Arnold about it, he'd deny it?
Dude,
it's like, no, I was not pregnant. I didn't do a pregnant movie.
Ruby, the funniest thing about it is he is going through, like, he's being emotional. Like, he's getting emotional from the pregnancy, dude.
Hormone, yeah.
He's got crying. So bad. Yeah, he's crying. He's throwing tantrums. Like, it's fucking... I don't know how to describe this movie other than that, like, I'm surprised it showed up on Netflix because I thought they would want to bury that, too.
You're just fucking, you keep coming back to it, Paul. It's like, I can't get over it. He's got the baby bump. He's pregnant. I gotta keep coming back. It hurts to watch, but I
had to finish it. I had to finish it. It's 2 hours long. it's a long 2 hours to get through.
I hate you for telling me about this. Fuck you. It's like someone telling me that Tiptoes existed with Gary Oldman and Peter Dinklage, where Gary Oldman plays a midget and he stands.
Never seen that.
Did you see he played Gary Oldman plays a midget where he goes on his knees the entire movie, and it's him and Peter Dinklage fighting over a woman. It's not great. I honestly thought you were fucking with me. Is this dude?
Junior, watch Junior.
Bro.
You got Netflix?
Bro. I would rather don't say it slightly. I would rather sound my dick with glass than do that.
He holds up the vial and it turns blue, and he goes, "I'm pregnant." Because they test him the next day after they inject it into his belly.
I hate you so much. Why does this fucking exist? That is foul. That is foul.
In his voice, "I'm pregnant." Yeah, he looks at the
pregnant. No, it's my. Do wait. Say Paul. Say it's my baby. I don't want to abort it. Do that one. Do that.
What do you mean?
Do it in your own voice. I don't have
it's my baby. I don't want to abort it.
Yes.
My body, my choice.
That's good. That's good impression. I like that. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Wait, now say, Paul. Now say, I didn't do a movie. I was not pregnant. This movie's not real.
I didn't do it.
He denies it.
Yeah, I didn't do a movie. I'm not pregnant. He's pissed.
He's so mad. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
What's actually really funny is when he actually goes into labor. He's still trying to do his girl voice because he's at the facility. He's like, oh, and then he goes, "Oh shit!" That part made me laugh.
And it took you 3 times to get through this.
No, so I 3 different sections. So I watched 40 minutes.
I thought you were just like, all right, I can do 20 minutes tomorrow, but no more today.
Here's the other thing. Fuck, I just had a really good point, but I just lost my train of thought on it about that movie. That movie would have been better if they just put a little more humor in it. I just don't think there was enough humor. It was too serious, and that's what kind of made it fucking weird. It's like, why didn't they just make it a little more funny? They could have kept Arnold's character how he is, nerdy, whatever, but they needed more of a comedic relief other than Danny DeVito.
The comedic relief is that he's pregnant. That's the relief. That's the funniest shit I've ever in my life. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's so gross.
I'm not pregnant.
I didn't do it. He just refused it. I bet if you asked him, he'd tell you he didn't do that role and you're hallucinating it. He's like, you're wrong. Get him. And then security comes and beats you up.
You meet him. You shake his hand. Oh, my God. Arnold, my favorite movie of yours is Junior. Are you going to ever do a second one? Are you going to do a second Junior?
He just hits you right in the face.
You have a VHS copy of Junior?
You always have it on you. I knew I'd make you pull it out of your fucking pants.
Yeah, it's all faded.
You have a VHS. Jesus Christ. That's... Oh, my God.
I knew this day would come. Will you sign it? It's Junior.
Oh, my God. Go on to your next movie. I can't think about this right now. I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
Okay. Last movie. I watched it last night. I knew nothing about it. Have you seen this movie, Madame Web?
Why do you do this to yourself? Why do you subject yourself to torture? It's like you have some weird masochist where you love to watch horrible shit.
Is it Madame Web or it's Madame Web?
Madam. I don't know.
Have you seen it? Do you know what it is?
That's what you call it. Yeah, I know it. Oh, I know what it is. I'm quite familiar with Madame Web. Let me tell you.
So Madame Web is... I didn't know what to think going into this movie. I knew it was mainly an all-female lead cast, which is cool, can be good. And so I started watching it and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then I was like, okay, it's about a spider. And then I was putting things together and then I got to the end of it. And then that last 5-minute portion where you see all is revealed and whatever, and what happens and the bad guy and whatever. I was like, okay, so this is just a Sony Spider-Man thing, but not really Spider-Man. It's an evil Spider-Man is after them in a way. And what?
With women.
Then she has clairvoyance, telepathic powers, and she can see into the future. She can revert time. She can do a ton of shit. And she's learning these powers throughout the movie. And then she's protecting Madam Web is protecting 3 girls she can see in a vision that are going to get killed by this evil Spider-Man looking character with similar powers. And they encounter him 3 times throughout the movie. They're on the run because she finds the girls and she's trying to get them to safety. They somehow believe her, the 3 girls. And then she gets paralyzed and blinded protecting them. And that's where all is revealed at the end.
Is that what's funny about it? When she gets blind? Is that the
Well, I'm just trying to say, like, at first I was like, this movie's terrible. This movie's terrible. I hate this. I hate this. And then once they revealed everything at the end of the movie, I'm like, oh my God, this was just like a stepping stone. They're opening this up to like a universe potentially, which I'm like, there's no way this gets a second movie. I went and looked at the fucking reviews. It bombed. Like, it did not do well, I think. So it's probably never going to see, but I'm like, oh God damn, they ended it so, the movie was so kind of mid that they ended it so well that it actually kind of wanted me wanting a little more. And then I know it now that that's going to never happen, you know? Madam Web, 5 out of 10.
I'm going to lose it on you so hard right now. You gave Amazing Spider-Man a 6 out of 10, and you give Madam Web a 5 out of 10.
Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't rate Junior.
I'm going to throw you out a fucking
window.
I
wonder what I should rate Junior.
If it's anything above a 2,
4.
I'm going to toss you out a window. I'm going to throw you out a fucking window on like a 10-story building. Just so you don't,
Maybe 3. 3. I'll give it a 3. Can't you just let a 3 slide for Junior?
Okay, I'll let it slide for the premise that he's pregnant and the impressions. I'll let you get that by, but oh my God, yeah, I heard Madame Web was bad.
I don't even think Madame Web is even better. I don't know.
You don't know if it's even
What's
better.
What's better, Madame Web or Junior?
Bad. Oh my God.
Honestly, I'd rather watch Junior than Madame Web. So I'm going to give Madame Web a 2 and Junior a 3.
You're gross. You're so gross.
I did kind of spoil the end of Madame Web there, though. I didn't spoil one part of it, but I did kind of spoil.
No one wants to watch it. All I know is...
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
She ends up like... So it goes to the future, and after she takes care of the guy and protects him, she ends up going blind, and she also gets like paralyzed, which from the movie you find out that she was supposed to be born basically paralyzed or with a condition, but her mom went to the Amazon to find this special tribe that has these spiders that can cure like muscle degenerative diseases. And so the mom gets shot, and right before she dies, the tribe member lets a spider bite her because she was pregnant with her, and it ends up curing her and giving her like these powers. Okay. But anyways, all that to protect those 3 girls, get blinded and then get paralyzed. So then she's like in a chair, but she can still like see the future, and like she's getting her vision back, and she can still like do all of her powers and shit, like cool stuff. Like she's so powerful to the point where she can manipulate the timeline where she can have herself be in multiple places at once. Kind of deal. And she ends up training those 3 girls, and they all end up having powers. One of them can shoot like electricity, and they all kind of look like Spider-Man characters. It's kind of weird. I was like, what is this? Like, I've never heard of this. I didn't know it was even a comic. I didn't know Sony owned this, but Madame Web, yeah, not very good.
Yeah, I've seen the reviews. I've seen bits and pieces. One of the big takeaways or the big issues that I've heard with it was that they're all supposed to be in high school, yet there's this weird scene where they're all like strip dancing and like striptease.
Yeah,
and it's very sexual. And I've heard that wasn't very cool. But I think all but like one of the actors is of age, so that was a little weird. But no, I'd rather, don't take the slight, I'd rather sound my dick with glass than watch that. So.
Well, the other thing about it is like it didn't have a clear direction the whole movie other than they're just running from this guy. They did kind of a poor job painting the backgrounds of all the characters, especially the 3 girls that they just end up, oh, like these 3 girls are important. They're being seen in a vision. You need to save them, So they did a really terrible job just storytelling as well. Like they tried to, I feel like they were like, oh, we're going to make a really shitty movie, or like they knew how they wanted to end it, but they didn't know how to get there kind of deal,
Yeah, no, stop watching bad movies. You have a weird addiction to it. Don't ever, did you not see Did you see Junior cover and you're like, I gotta see that? Is that what you went into your head? Did Destiny what did Destiny think about Junior?
I'm actually not even gonna lie about Junior. The cover on Netflix was like him looking at a vial, and I didn't even read the description. I'm like, oh, an Arnold movie I haven't seen. So I click on it. And then when I get into it, I remember a PKA where Kyle talked about a terrible Arnold movie called Junior, where he gets pregnant from Danny DeVito because artificially. And then I was like, oh my God, this is that terrible Arnold movie that Kyle was talking about where he gets pregnant. And Destiny was like, what? And I'm like, and
What did she think about it? Did she enjoy watching it with you?
I don't know what she
Hate it?
thought. I think she hated it. I think she
I would
absolutely
imagine she
hated
did
it.
too. We need to get her opinions about because I know she watches them with you, so I'm curious to think what she would rate Junior. If you told her you gave Junior a 3 out of 10, would she lose her mind like me? Would she be like, Paul,
I don't
are
think
you
so.
blind? I think she would. I don't know. She has a lot more sense than you, I guess.
We've seen some pretty bad movies.
Yeah. Huh. Well, none that have gotten anything as low as Junior. That's your first lowest rating as Junior, officially. Paul's lowest rating, 3 out of 10. Look at that.
Well, I'm adjusting my scale, so you can't take anything
Yeah.
I've said previously. You have to take everything with a grain of salt. It's all an opinion. It's just fun.
It's not fun for me. It hurts. Well, Paul, this is the first time in movie history, or I guess a week podcast history, that I have some movies that I've watched and TV shows that I got back into. First movie I watched with D, she wanted to show me this. It's called Gross Point Blank. You ever hear this movie, Paul?
No.
It came out in 1977. It's got John Cusack, Minnie Driver, Dan Aykroyd. Pretty much those are the big names. Pretty much he essentially plays a hitman that has to go back to his high school reunion to take care of some business. It might be one of the best movies I've seen in a while.
Really?
It actually blew me away. It was funny. The acting was great. I love John Cusack and Dan Aykroyd. They're like trying to kill each other because they're both hitmen. And Dan Aykroyd's just an asshole the whole time. And I would honestly, dude, I'd give that movie a solid 9 out of 10. Like Grosse Point Blank is fucking awesome. Go watch that movie if you get a chance. There's little key things that are wrong with it. The plot moves forward very fast, and it doesn't take its time to build the world as much as it would. But it is a comedy, so you only get like an hour and a half. Just looking at the reviews, it's got 7 out of 10, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, 80% on Metacritic. So it's up there in terms of movies, and I can't believe I haven't seen it. It's a little bit of a love story, Paul, but just enough of a love story that's not annoying. And then it goes back to John Cusack murdering people. There's a couple really cool fight scenes where he like stabs people in the neck with pins. It's an R-rated movie. It's not like not violent. And
when did this come out? Do you know?
1977. Or 1997.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What's her name? Joan Cusack, Shelley from Shameless, which is John Cusack's sister, which I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's in that, and she plays the secretary, and she's really funny in it.
I think she's a better actor than her brother, personally.
Really? I don't know, man. She is really good in this, but John Cusack.
No, but she's good in like everything I've seen her in compared to everything I've seen John Cusack in. She's so good.
I love her. Shelley is like one of my favorite TV show characters of all time.
She's got like one of those faces that you would just trust immediately.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't that weird?
Pretty hot. She's pretty hot.
No, it's like a wholesome. It's like a wholesome face. Like I don't know what it is.
And her voice is really cool, but she's like swearing on the phone, and it's just funny to see her raise her voice. And so go watch Grosse Point Blank. Honestly, I might watch it again this week because I enjoyed it that much. Because
what was it on? What did you watch it on?
She had it. It's like a childhood film that she loves. Okay. So she just had it. So, but I would really recommend you watch that. Second movie I checked out, Gone in 60 Seconds with Nicolas Cage, Robert Duvall.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a very, very long time. I couldn't. It's been so long. I was a kid.
What's her name? Angelina Jolie's in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a car robbing movie. For a movie about robbing cars, there's about 2 chase scenes in the entire movie. And I say this, there is about 2 car scenes in the movie about a movie stealing cars. There's about 2 chase scenes. And the last one's okay with Nicolas Cage and stuff. But Baby Driver, if you want to go watch a good car movies, go watch Baby Driver because it just knocks it out completely. To be fair, Baby Driver came out like 15 years later. They have a lot more to work with. I was really, really not impressed with this movie. It kept my attention the whole time. It was funny. It was cool. There's nothing unique about it. I wouldn't say it stood out, and I wouldn't want to watch it again. Angelina Jolie, like always, looks like a goddamn ghoul in everything she's in. She looks like a ghoulish person. Do you think she's attractive? Go look up Angelina Jolie right now, Paul. Type her name in. So let's see if you have her in her face, your picture in your mind. She's ugly. She's an ugly looking woman. Yeah, so I wouldn't really recommend it. It's got 26% on Rotten.
I think she looked better when she was younger.
Pretty much the whole thing. He's got to steal 35 cars in one night. I do like Giovanni Ribisi. But yeah, just
Rezbecki?
Rebecca.
I don't know.
I have speech impediment. Don't make fun of me.
I'm
I'm just
sorry.
kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Rubisky. Yeah, Kit Brains. Yeah. So
Kit
don't go watch
Boga?
that. Yeah, Kit Boga. Kit Boga. Um, it sucked. It was bad. Just not a good film. Yeah. Just do you think she's attractive?
You
Do you
thought Gone
think?
in 60 Seconds was bad?
I thought it was a pretty terrible
I
movie. I'm gonna be
remember
honest
being that
with
bad. Do I think she's attractive when she was younger? Maybe. Not now.
you. When she was younger, maybe. No, no, never. She was never. She looks like a
During
mom.
Wanted, I remember Wanted. That was cool.
Yeah, I guess. But um, yeah, I don't know what the movie was trying to go for, but it was very, very boring, not fun at all. And then next thing I watched is I'm not watching it, but I thought, hey, maybe I'll go check out this show because I wanted a comfort show. It's like I'll turn on Workaholics, start from the first season. See how I like it because I've seen up until like season 6 of Workaholics. Have you seen any of the Workaholics, the Comedy Central show? You watched
Yeah,
any
I've
of
seen
that,
a bit
Paul?
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's really,
It's
really
not
bad.
good.
It's not funny at
And
all.
I like, and the funny thing is I like each of those guys individually, but that show
Dude,
fucking sucks.
it's laughably bad. Well, I mean, I think it came out years ago, so the jokes are dated, but I think all the jokes are surface level, like weed, alcohol related jokes or drug jokes. They're all surface levels, no depth to it. It's just like, oh, look at this funny thing that happened, or we're gonna say this funny pop culture reference. Um, Yeah,
Yep.
it's not funny at all. I really, really disliked it. I watched about 4 episodes and I decided that I will not be watching Workaholics ever again. It is for stoners and drug addicts. That's what the show is. So honestly, they knocked it out of the park. If you want a show where you're stoned and you're a drug addict, go watch that. That's your show. That's for you, man. And if you're younger too. But I think much like watching Family Guy and American Dad at a young age, the jokes lose their oomph when you're an adult because you
Yeah,
already heard
they
them as a
do.
kid. You thought they were funny as a kid, but they're not. So I feel like if I was an adult watching this going into Workaholics, maybe it's funny. But no, I just don't go watch Workaholics. Not worth it.
No.
There is a rumored all-female Fight Club coming out with Margaret Robbie
I
and
heard
someone
about
else.
that. I'm not going to support it.
I'm not gonna support that either. They knocked it out of the park the first time. I don't know why you need to cast females.
That movie is such a divided movie on whether people think that movie's really good or fucking
Mhm.
terrible.
What
I
do you
swear to
think?
God. I love that movie.
I give it 9 out of 10. I
But
watched it like 2 weeks ago.
a lot of people hate it. Think
I
it's
can
like one
see
of the
why.
worst movies. Yeah, I can see why too. It's not the cadence how the movie progresses is not for everybody.
No, not for women. That's what it is.
I think Destiny likes Fight Club.
No, I'm just
But
being.
an all female one, like, man, is it gonna be funny? It depends. If they can nail it, if it's super dark, but the fact that they're casting Margot Robbie tells me it isn't gonna be dark. Because the original Fight Club was dark.
It's
It
a dark
wasn't.
fucking film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a guy going through insomnia, is going insane. Hey, I got a
Yeah.
question for you. Do you think Marla was real? Marla was fake, right? She was in his imagination. The
The
woman, right?
girlfriend.
The girlfriend, right? She wasn't real, right? I don't
I
think she
think she
was.
was fake.
Rewatching the movie, I always assumed that Marla was the one real one, but I think she's fake as well, and I think he's imagining both Tyler and
They're all fake.
Marla.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think everything else is very real, like
Yeah.
all that, because it's very obvious. No, that movie's good. Don't do an all female one. Don't go watch that. And the second show, I'm
Unless
thinking
they nail it, but the fact
let's
of
nail
the
it.
matter is they casted Margot Robbie, and she's generally not the serious type,
Mm-mm.
you know.
I don't even like her that much. But
I like her a lot.
oh, you
She's a
finished
good actor.
Umbrella Academy on Netflix, and you know what just got added to Netflix? And I'm so excited that it's added. Preacher.
Yeah,
That
I
gives me
actually
excuse to
saw
go watch
that. I
Preacher.
added it to my list.
Please go watch Preacher. You will love
Did
it
it get a
so
shit
much.
ending?
Yeah, because it got canceled, so they had to just finish it. At the end, it's satisfying, but it's rushed. The ending is how
Yeah.
it should end. It's in my opinion, everything that happened at the end is like great, but it was rushed. They could have drawn it out another 2 seasons because they had more comic to work with.
Yeah.
But every
They
single thing
couldn't.
else in
Yeah.
that game, it's gory, it's funny, it's sad at some points. And if you love the depiction of hell and heaven in TV shows, which I love the depiction of how each show will deal with hell and stuff and how they deal with hell.
So what's
You're
the
gonna love
preacher's power?
Okay, so he pretty much gets the voice of God that he can command anybody. Pretty much, this is not really a slight spoiler, but an angel and demon fuck and they have a baby, and that baby's energy like gets shot out into the air, like into the whatever into the world, and it's like flying through the air, and it hits this Texas preacher, and it gives him the voice of God, which pretty much lets him command anybody to do whatever. So if he says, he'll do this, Paul. He'll accidentally be like, he'll say, "Go to hell, Eugene," and he'll accidentally send Eugene to hell, and he has no control over it. Or he tells this one guy, "Go fuck yourself." So the guy pulls down his pants and puts his dick behind it and fucks himself. Like he has that much power. So it's the whole thing is about looking for God and trying to get rid of the powers with him dealing with it. It's violent. It's so gory, dude. There's a
He
vampire
wants to
in it.
get rid of the powers.
He's trying to get rid of it. What he's trying to do is a little spoiler. God's missing from heaven, and they're trying to find God. And God's on Earth, like in bondage and doing weird sex shit. And he doesn't want to go back up to heaven. He doesn't want to be God anymore. It's really good. The devil's in it and shit, and Hitler's in it. Escapes from hell and ends up working at a Cinnabon. And
What
it's
the
so funny,
fuck?
dude. Yeah, it's funny. You're honestly, I'd put
It's up my
that.
alley.
Yeah, it's written by the
I'll
dude that
write
did
it
the
down.
voice, but it's good. And Seth Rogen produced it. So yeah, I'm really excited to start watching Preacher again. I'm just gonna watch it with D, so we're gonna finish some other shows. I think we're gonna finish Good Omens first. You ever watch Good Omens at all?
No.
It's good. It's another Heaven and Hell show. It's very British.
Oh, I'm not watching that.
You don't
I
like Good
know what
Omens?
you're talking. No,
Dude, it's 2 seasons and it's actually funnier than you think it is, dude.
I don't
But
like.
David Tennant's in it.
I
They're
don't
gonna
like
come.
British people. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
I'm
good.
just
Pretty
joking.
much the whole gist of the movie is the Antichrist is on Earth or got on Earth, and they're trying to stop him. This
I'm a
angel
Brit.
and this demon. Um,
Yeah.
oh man, trust me, I thought it was a little weird. The intro's weird, but once you get David Tennant and Michael Sheen all together, and they're like, it's just a great actors all around. Watch that show. We haven't finished it, but very very cool. So yeah, that's all I got. That's been the movie talk for this
That
episode. I know
was
it's
a
been a long
whole
one,
episode.
pretty much a whole episode. Yeah,
Uh,
funny though. We made it funny and
yeah,
entertaining.
yeah. If you could open a museum with any theme, it can be history, like
Porn,
any theme of history. It can be
porn.
like video games of a certain category, whatever. It could be whatever. What museum would you own and curate to share with the world? And
What do
what
you think I'm gonna
inspired
say?
this is that they opened a Nintendo museum, or they are opening one in like somewhere in Japan, and it has like all the like this is the first Game Boy ever made, and like it's still, we kept it in
Mhm.
this container. And so like they have all this shit on display, everything Nintendo. If you could own a museum or open up one and have curate it with, maybe a specific theme or certain, whatever items, what would you do? What would you
Okay,
have in that
well, I
museum?
got I got a couple right off the bat here. First of all, the coolest museum I went to was the Slipknot Museum, which was essentially just a trailer, but it had all the old original Slipknot costumes and masks, the stage worn ones, all the drums, the guitars.
So
That
would
was
you
really
do
cool.
like a heavy metal
I would
museum?
do it. I would do a death metal one, or obviously I'd do a Rush museum of all Rush stuff because that would
You could,
fill so much.
yeah, you could do
All
your
of
whole
all of Neil
museum.
Peart's drum sets and stuff. But actually, what I immediately went to was medieval torture devices or just torture devices throughout the times. Do you ever go to like Ripley's and you see all the medieval torture devices and like the like
Yeah,
the you tie yourself up and they rip you in half and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I mean, one of those. I did be a really cool museum to get all those torture devices, not for use, but just I like medieval shit. A bunch of medieval weapons and torture devices. That's what it would be. Is that 'cause that's super
So I
cool.
have two of them. The first one doesn't require much explanation because it's kind of cliche, but I think an old car museum or motor, just
They
anything
have
with
those.
motors was cool. Yeah,
Now you
they
got to do
have
one they
those.
don't. I guess they do have those
But
too.
one I would do is just because, what other movie than this one goes to a museum is like Night at the Museum. Those movies, the museum is like a world museum where it's kind of showing people from all over the world throughout time, like famous people or whatever. I want something similar to that, but not necessarily just important people throughout history, like Sacagawea and like whatever else, or like cavemen, whatever. I want it to be like the different eras that man went through, maybe just in like North and South America, because if you were to do the whole world, it'd be like a massive museum. But it'd be cool to do like iterations of like every, I don't know, 500 years. This was like what humans have learned in this time, just based on what we know, obviously, right?
Mhm.
But I think I like that shit. I think that shit's cool. Or anything with like music too is a really good idea. I even thought I was gonna do one like a Microsoft museum. Everything old by Microsoft tech, so because they are a software company. So it'd be like old software that you could maybe display on computers or whatever, or then the computers they've made or like the hardware they ended up making. I think it'd be
Why
cool.
not how about a CRT museum? It's all the CRTs
Yeah,
ever
TV
made.
museum, that'd be cool.
TV museum would be cool. They'd have all that, and I've actually saed this
That
before.
power that place probably
Um,
draws.
I might be nerdy, but a big trip I'd like to plan, my big adult trip, would be going to the Smithsonian. And I know that whole thing. Whereas if like you started at day one at the Smithsonian, if you walked the whole thing, it would take you like 2 weeks to finish it. But I think it'd be really cool to hit up the Smithsonian and hit up some of the
Really, it's
TV
that
wings and
big?
stuff. Oh yeah, it's that big. Yeah, you even heard that? Yeah, it's like it would take you like 2 weeks to finish it if you looked at every painting for 5 seconds and went on because there's so many wings. But they have a
Wow.
television wing and that'd be really cool to go check all like the original TV props and shit. I would like to go there. I like museums. Even going to the zoo. I went to the Como Zoo this weekend. Or yeah,
Oh,
last weekend, and
that's a good zoo.
everybody's like walking past it. I'm like, hold on, let me read about this polar bear because they got some facts on this. And I'm like reading all this shit. I've never done that in a museum. Like as a kid, you're just
It's
like,
fun.
oh, cool line. But then you learn shit about it. And it's very interesting. I like learning
Yeah.
that shit. So that's pretty neat. A lot of those, I kept making jokes. There's like a bunch of animals that had to have their eyes surgically removed because they have degenerative diseases. I guess that's a thing that happens. But I made a joke that the Como Zoo is poking the animals' eyes out, and people didn't like that. I'm like, you come to the Como Zoo, you get your eyes poked out. Paul, they have like 2 blind lions. They have like a
Those
couple,
poor
like 10.
lions.
They have a bunch of blind fucking bats, or not bats are blind. They have a bunch of blind birds and shit. Their eyes all fucking stitched up and shit. And I'm like, they're just poking eyes out as soon as you get there. Those poor lions, they're fine. They're all right. But that Como Zoo is pretty neat. Polar bears are cool. One was
They are
playing,
cool. Yeah.
you know, those like little tykes basketball hoops.
Yeah, yeah.
He kept dunking it like underneath the water and shoot up, and he was just having a blast, dude. And
Yeah,
you
dude.
know that thing can beat your ass. It's
The
scary being up that
seals.
close to it.
Did you see the seals?
There's no seals. There's otters, no seals. I'd love to see a seal. Wait, what's there? No, there was otters. There's otters. Um, the zoo is fun. So maybe do
That
would you
zoo
call
is fucking big too. That's a
dude?
big fucking zoo.
We went into they have they added to it, Paul. Like since the last year, they added new wings and shit. They added a huge botanical garden thing, and I'm
Yeah.
sure they've already had it.
Yeah, I went to
Tropical
that
gardens,
last year, yeah.
dude. It is so fucking hot in there. It was
Yeah.
already 100 degrees outside, and I went in there. I was like,
Yeah.
and there's a lady sitting there answering questions, and I'm like, "How are you doing this, lady?" I
It's
I
just
told Dia, I'm like,
humid.
you go look at the plants. I'm going to stand. I can't be in here right
It's
now because I was in.
cool.
It is cool. It's cool seeing plants. From shit that like you have like cocoa plants are there like a black pepper plants. I know they're not
Yeah.
called that, but that's what they grow. Or like orange trees and shit. It's very I've never seen that before.
It's
I
cool
like
seeing
that.
fauna you haven't seen. That's what I liked about
Yeah,
Arizona, was like seeing
yeah.
cactuses and shit, you know?
Well, yeah. The tropical section is what probably at least 1,000 degrees in there minimum, and it's just it's very like it's like how you were if you would walk through a jungle and there's like there's like chipmunks and shit running in there, and it's inside, and I'm like. They're gonna die because they're gonna eat one of these plants and foam up at the mouth because they shouldn't be eating these plants, you know? It's like it's kind of neat. I would like to walk through the rainforest, like the actual rainforest, but at least this rainforest there's no bugs and shit. You don't have to worry about poisonous fucking snakes.
Yeah.
Main concern. They should throw in a couple of those in there. But yeah, museums. We need more. I would like to go to more museums. There's a Rush museum in uh Canada that I'd love to go to. Really like to go to that one.
Did you
I've
know
always
that like
wanted-
traveling within Canada is extremely expensive?
Is it? I didn't
Like
know that.
airplanes and shit and stuff. And even driving because gas. I guess it's just like really expensive to travel in Canada. Because when I went to that Limp Bizkit concert, I met 2 guys there that took 2 weeks off of work, and they were going to on like a trip to multiple concerts and festivals in Minnesota. And I'm like,
That's fun.
wait, Limp Bizkit was in Canada like last month. Why don't you go see them there? And they were like, oh my God, it's so more expensive to travel in Canada. So we just come down here to see all the concerts and then we go back home. Like,
Good
that's
on
fucking
them,
weird.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't have a passport, so I can't go to Canada. Or I actually would have already went to Russia's.
Or you can do it with that new real ID. Next time your ID expires, you can just ask for the more expensive real ID because then you can go in and out of Canada just with that.
Oh, I think I got that already. I remember they asked me that.
Because I have a passport though. I don't have a real ID.
I should just go get a passport, honestly, anyway, just to have one.
They're
Not that it's
badass. You'll get it and you'll be like, this is so cool. It is cool.
Yeah, I know. D doesn't have a ID, so she has her passport. So she always pulls it out. I'm like, damn, that's kind of cool. It's pretty cool. It's got like a little booklet and shit, and
Yeah.
it's neat. No neat thing.
What?
So let me go wherever I want.
Has she been to a cool country?
Sure, she's told me, but I don't remember.
I'm
Probably,
just
it probably
interested.
has.
Just
Yeah, I
curious.
don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go to country. Well, we're coming up on an hour. Do you want to touch on anything else here? How
I
much more?
mean, I'm trying to get back into gaming a bit. Aside from working on the
Mhm.
house, even though I haven't been working out as much, I've been trying to like find something to do with my time. And yeah, working out would probably be better, but I don't know,
No, you
man.
gotta have leisure. You
I need to
work out
have
and then play
leisure.
games.
Yeah, so I bought 3 games, 2 of which
Okay.
I've started playing, the third one I haven't yet. But I've mainly just been playing Tarkov, but then I've just been like, you know what? I need to get something other than the shooter. I have been for like the last year wanting like a perfect, peaceful crafting building game to come out similar to Minecraft but without enemies, like something new, and nothing like that's come out yet. There is a game called Tiny Glade that comes out on Steam late in September that I might buy, where it's literally just that. There's nothing to worry about, no time management, nothing. You just
Like
build.
Animal Crossing. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
Animal
kind of.
Crossing. Yeah.
Except with that, like you have to resource gather, which I don't mind, but if I have to do that, I want to be able to manipulate it so I can make it so I get like, quadruple the amount of resource every time I mine it, because it's just
Right.
shit just gets so grindy to me. But
Yep.
that being said, I bought Road Redemption, Pacific Drive, and Chivalry 2.
Nice.
Now, I used to play a lot of Chivalry 1 back in the day. I still haven't played Chivalry 2 since I bought it. It's the one I haven't played yet. I played the beta when Chivalry 2 came out, and I
Me
didn't
too.
buy it. I was like, I'm not paying $60 for this game because the combat was not nearly as good as the first one, in my opinion. The first one had its quirks, it had its problems, it had some broken things in the combat, but that combat system, I thought they could have just kept and just polished more, which it just didn't seem like they did in this Chivalry 2. But I haven't played that one yet. Looking forward to it. Pacific Drive. Now, I don't even know what to expect of this game. I think it's a horror game. I looked up nothing about it. I just saw that it was on sale. It had a cool art style, and it looked like you got to build on your car. And it's something about driving. So I bought it, and I don't know. I'm like half an hour into it, so I don't really have much to say about that one. The one I played the most, though, and this, you might remember this one. Do you remember a game called Road Rash for PlayStation 1 where you would drive motorcycles and you would hit the other guy off with like weapons and shit? Do you remember that?
I do now that you say it. Yeah.
Well,
100% do.
Road Redemption is a remake of that came out like years ago, but it was on sale, so I bought it. And dude, it's actually really fucking fun, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Updated graphics, you have weapons, you can get guns now on it. It's sweet. I that game's really fun, and it's co-op. I haven't played with friends yet or anything, but I feel like that'd be a fun game.
No, I would. That sounds actually really fun. The idea of knocking people off with like and stuff is really cool. Look at this art I just sent you of the original Road Rash. Look at that. Look at that art. You like that? I
Where'd
like
you
that a
send
lot.
it?
To your Discord, your personal thing.
I can't pull that up because I'm recording.
Oh, never mind, never mind. Anyway, look at it when you're done. That's funny. Yeah, no, that does sound fun. I do enjoy that. I don't like racing games though. They don't hit the
Well,
itch.
with this game, it's like the racing's the second thing. You're focusing on staying alive
Just not yeah, it's not getting
because those
beat
guys are trying to kill you. So it's like it's actually hard, dude. You're like, fuck, that's right. I gotta race. I gotta stay on the fucking road. There's guys
Yeah.
fucking blasting an Uzi at you. Some guy trying to hit you with a fucking
Jesus.
bat, and you have to fucking deflect it, ding. And then like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And
That is sick.
there are really funny characters in it. You unlock characters, but I bought the special edition because every edition was on sale, and the special edition was like $5. And I have a character named Captain Uganda, which is essentially just Captain America, except he's the Uganda colors, and he has like the Uganda flag on his shield.
Mhm.
And you can whip the shield
Jesus.
off the
That's
bike
pretty funny.
and hit other people with it. Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
It's
Captain Uganda.
Yeah, dude. Captain Uganda.
That's
It's
cool.
pretty sick.
Um,
Captain Uganda.
Yeah.
Uganda forever.
I bit the bullet and bought Slime Ranchers, the first one. Yesterday it was on sale for $5. Don't me. Slime Ranchers is a really great game. I used to play it as a kid. Love it. Gotta play that again. But I started up a grounded playthrough. But I haven't finished it because I need to find a mod that gives me infinite carry capacity because the carrying system in that game is AIDS.
So you
Grounded
started,
is
you wouldn't even finish. I still haven't finished Grounded. I'm waiting for you to
I
come
haven't.
finish it with me.
I can't because it's so grindy on that difficulty setting. There's settings where you can make each resource like you were saying
We're
because you
almost done.
I would literally rather cut both my
Do you
legs
see
off.
how much I built though?
I didn't. I'll go load back in and look. Honestly, I think you have to be online though for me to see it.
Yeah.
So, no, I start up another grounded. I did everything where I have I do not have to eat or drink. I'm done eating or drinking, and every resource is quadrupled, and the resource respawn rate is quadrupled. Perfect. The only thing that needs to be done now is I need to find a mod that gives me infinite carry weight. And everyone, when I tell them this, they're like, "You're crazy." I will not manage my inventory in any games anymore. I do not care about carry weight. I want infinite carry weight. If I had to go into a chest and look for something, I'm going to kill myself. Everything should be on me at all at times. Paul, it's like so retarded. Oh, food doesn't stack. So food takes up one little bar each food. Why? Why doesn't it stack into things of 1,000? So that needs to be changed before I play it. Grounded has some of the coolest and most fun gameplay I've ever played in a game, but its execution and grindiness is embarrassing. It's not even fun. That's how grindy it is. That's
It's
why my
hard.
friends stopped playing it. It's a difficult game. Pretty much everything
I'm
will
so
one-shot you.
close. I have 3 bosses left.
I haven't even gotten that far. I've been watching someone else play it so I can kind of get a gist, like if I go back into it. But I need that mod.
2 of the 3 bosses I have left are optional. Like the
Oh, no,
one of them's that big spider that's super hard to kill in the gas zone when you turn off the gas.
Yeah. I never turned off the gas. Oh,
I
I'm so
turned
excited
it
to play
off
Grounded
in
again.
my world now.
I played a single player too, so I can pause it whenever I want. And I put on, and for some reason I had the arachnophobia setting on. I'm like, why'd I have this on? I turned it off. I know why I had it on, dude.
Scary.
Dude, and you know what I love about that game too is within 5 minutes of, no, not even 5 minutes, within 2 minutes of me starting a new game, there were spiders already. The toughest enemy in the game is murdering you right off the bat. If you at spawn, if you walk 2 minutes away from spawn in the wrong direction, it's like walking into Quarry Junction. You're fucked. Or trying to walk
wolf spider
Vegas.
just kills you.
It will, and it will one shot you. But Grounded, fantastic game. I'm actually a little excited to go back to play it. In fairness,
it is a good game, dude. It's super good.
And I turned all the enemies' health down to 2/3 of what it would be, because too grindy, just too grindy.
What I loved about Road Rash, the original PlayStation 1 version of like this game, is when you would lose, when you'd win or when you'd lose, you'd get like it wasn't an animation, it was an actual video, like with actors.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
and
I like.
If you lost, you'd be like showing up to the end of the race to like the party or on your bike, like sad, and like the dude that won has all the girls with him. And then I think someone smashes a bottle on your fucking helmet.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, because JonTron did a bit on that.
Yeah,
I remember.
And then if you would win, you would have the girls, and the other guys were like, oh, like
it was so cool. And it'd be playing like Rob Zombie's Dracula.
Yeah, dude.
You lie, and you chill with all the girls, and if not, you're fucking simp. That's like in Mario Kart when you lose, your Mario's all sad sitting up there.
And they don't do that shit anymore.
No,
they're all happy now.
Clips, they're all happy. Everyone's a fucking winner in Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's just a video game. Nope, you didn't come in second or third. Nope, everybody wins.
Yeah, there'd be a huge festival, dude. Me and Mary and Max would play that a lot, and I'd be so fucking mad because Mary and Max would be at the festival living it up, and I'd be my Toad would be over there cutting his wrist, so sad, pissed in the corner. And I'm like, you cocksuckers. You know what? I will say this real quick. Mary whooped my ass in Mario Kart Wii every time. I don't know how, but Mary is good at video games too, bro. She beat Donkey Kong Country.
Racing games. Yeah,
she's so good at racing games. I don't think I could beat her now. I think she'd still beat me. She'd beat me all the time. Shout out to Mary for whipping my ass.
I have to embarrassingly admit that Destiny was beating me like almost every single time in DC Universe or Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
You said that.
But that's because like every character's slow.
Oh, yeah, you're saying that.
So I like that's it. And then I picked the Flash and I wrecked her. I was just
picked the Flash.
Yeah. The one where he like slaps his hands on your head like really fast.
Did you ever play Injustice? Dude, those games are Injustice 2, that game, but I kind of want to play that again. That game's fun. Super fun games. You can customize
Is it a fighting game?
Superheroes. Yeah, it's just Mortal Kombat, but with DC unit characters and no other characters, just Marvel or DC characters.
Was that on 360?
The first one was, but Injustice 2 is on the new consoles, and it's
PS5?
really, really good. Yeah, it should be on.
Is it good?
It's so fun, dude. But the thing is, you can customize each hero into what you want, but you have to unlock stuff. Very grindy game, but really, really fun. Because you can make your Batman look all emo, or you can make him look like all like pink and stuff. So it's fun. Really, really cool. Yeah, go play that.
All right. Well, should we call it a show?
We should call it a show. Hey, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. I really appreciate you guys watching thus far. I think it's been a great episode. A lot of movie talk, but get over yourself. It's a movie talk.
We haven't done it in a few weeks.
Paul's at the beginning. Paul's at the beginning of the movie talk. It's like, if you don't like movie talk, to skip over it. Skip to the end of the episode. Just skip the episode. You're done.
Just come back next week.
Yeah, I'll let Paul take it from here, but I love you so much for watching thus far. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for supporting the show. One thing I'd want you to do this weekend. Tell a friend about Gutterball. Tell a family member, hey, there's these two kooky guys. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they talk about cool stuff I like movies and video games. If you got someone that you know that's into that, let them know about Gutterball Entertainment on YouTube. What were you going to say,
Joke of the week? What about joke of the week? I got a joke of the week.
Okay, go ahead. What's your joke?
It's a Norm Macdonald joke, and I stole it from Norm Macdonald naturally. Okay. This week in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Obesity Center officially opened. Its goal is to find ways to identify behaviors that lead to obesity. It's also a great place to meet fat chicks. That's my joke.
And that was Gutterball 115. Have a good weekend. Whoa-ho-ho.